I think you all are fine. Welcome back to my today's class. This is Lavan Sharkar. Today I am going to conduct the sixth class on chapter 3, and you know all the name of the chapter is the solar system and the earth. So before the start of my today's class, I would like to show you our today's learning outcome. So after the class, you will be able to say about the local time, then you will be able to say about the standard time, then you will be able to describe about the reasons of the season change. Okay, so dear students, let's get started of our today's class. At first, I am going to discuss about the season changes. So we can understand the reasons of the season changes to describe the four positions of the earth on its own orbit. Okay, so let's have a look on the screen of the four positions of the earth on its own orbit. So first of all, the position of the earth on its own orbit on June 21st. Then the position of the earth on its own orbit on September 23, then the position of the earth on its own orbit on December 22, and at last the position of the earth on its own orbit on March 22. So now I am going to show you a picture. So this is the pictures, and here we can see our earth's the positions of our earth's, basically the four positions of our earth on its own orbit. Okay, the four position of the earth around the sun. So now I am going to describe about these four positions of the earth on its own orbit. First of all, I am going to discuss about June 21st. So what is happened on June 21st? So we know all the upper side of the equator line is called the northern hemisphere, and the southern side and the lower side of the equator line is called the southern hemisphere. So and now I'm going to discuss about what is actually happened on June 21st. So basically, on that day, the sun falls over Tropic of Cancer, and we know all Tropic of Cancer is located in northern hemisphere. So before 45 days from June 21, and after 45 days from June 21, that means these 90 days or 3 months will be the summer season in northern hemisphere, and it will be just opposite in southern hemisphere. That means these 3 months will be the cold winter season in southern hemisphere. So on this day at noon, the sunlight falls over 23.5 degree north latitude lengthwise. That means the Tropic of Cancer at length 90 degree. Then 3 months heat remain in high state. Day will be long and night will be short, and we know in summer season basically days are long and nights are short, and this is very common thing. And the season will be summer. So what will be happened in southern hemisphere? 3 months cold remain in high state. Day will be short and night will be long. Okay, and this is very common thing. During the winter season, days are short, and nights are long. This is very common thing. So dear students, now I'm going to discuss about September 23. Okay, so one that day the sun falls over the equator line, not only the equator line but also the Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorns, the North Pole and South Poles equally. Okay, so on before 45 days from September 23, and after 45 days from September 23, that means these 90 days or 3 months will be the autumn seasons in northern hemisphere, and these 3 months will be the spring season in southern hemisphere. So on this day, the sunlight falls lengthwise towards the equator line. 3 months heat remained moderate instead in northern hemisphere. Then day and night on this day remain equal. Basically, there are 2 days among the 365 days in a solar year. The 2 days, the day and night, basically remain equal. Okay, and these 2 days are September 23 and March 21st. Then the season will be autumn. That means 3 months will be autumn season in the northern hemisphere. So what is happening in southern hemisphere? First of all, day and night on this day remain equal, and the season will be spring. Okay, that means before 45 days from September 23 and after 45 days from September 23, that means these 90 days or 3 months will be the spring season in southern hemisphere. Okay, so that's all about September 23. Now I'm going to discuss about December 22nd. Okay, so what is happened December 22nd? Basically, the sun falls over the Tropic of Capricorn, and we know Tropic of Capricorn is located in southern hemisphere. So before 45 days from December 22nd, and after 45 days from December 22nd, that means these 90 days or 3 months will be the summer season in southern hemisphere, and it will be just opposite in northern hemisphere. Okay, so the sunlight falls lengthwise towards the Tropic of Capricorn this day, and 3 months cold remain in high state in basically in northern hemisphere. 3 months or 90 days, uh, will remain 90 days cold remain in high state in northern hemisphere. Days will be short and nights will be long. Then 3 months will be the winter season in northern hemisphere, and 3 months heat remain in high state in southern hemisphere, and I have discussed this thing already. And they definitely in summer season days will be long and nights will be short, and the season will be summer. So that's all about December 22. So dear students, now I am going to discuss about March 21. So what is happened March 21? So on that day, sun falls over again the line of equator. At the same time, the sun falls lengthwise, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, North Pole and South Poles equally. So on before 45 days from March 20 on, and after 45 days from March 20 on, that means these 90 days or 3 months will be the autumn season in southern hemisphere, and these 3 months will be the spring season in northern hemisphere. Okay, on this day the sunlight falls lengthwise towards the equator line. Then in northern hemisphere, day and night on this day remain equal, and the season will be spring. 3 months heat remain moderate instead, and day and night on this day remain equal, and the season will be autumn. So that's all about March 21st. So dear students, these are the reasons of the season change. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss about the aphelion and the perihelion. So what is, at first I'm going to talk about aphelion. So so to understand aphelion and the perihelion, I want to share something with you. And you know, our earth rotates on its own axis, okay, from west to east, and at the same time our earth moves the sun on its own orbit, okay. So during the move of our earth around the sun, okay, between January 1 to 4, July 1 to 4, the sun stays remotest from the earth, okay, and this is called the aphelion. Now I am going to show you the definitions of the aphelion. So this is the definitions of the aphelion. The sun stays remotest from the earth during July 1 to 4, and this is called the aphelion. So dear students, now I am going to discuss about the perihelion. So what is called the perihelion? So during the move of the earth around the sun between 1 to 3rd January every year, the sun stays closest to the earth. So this is called the perihelion, okay. So now I'm going to show you the definitions of the perihelion to you. So the sun stays closest to the earth during January 1 to 3, and this is called the perihelion. And aphelion and perihelion is are very important for knowledgeable questions, and also important for MCQ question, okay. Now I am going to talk about the local time. So basically when the sun remain overhead, midday occurs at that region, okay. And you know, midday, that means 12 p.m. if the other times of a place are determined by this 12 p.m. in meridian wheel, is called the local time, okay. So again I am going to talk about the local time. Local time when the sun remain overhead of a place, midday occur at that place, and we know midday, that means 12 p.m. if the other times of a place are determined by this 12 p.m. in meridian while is called the local time. So dear students, now I am going to show some lines about the local time, and these lines will help you to understand the local time, okay. So these are the lines. Every day the earth orbits its own axis from the west to east regularly. Consequently, the sun rises earlier in the regions located at the eastern part of the earth. In the course of Earth's rotations, when the sun remains overhead, midday occurs at that region, and it is 12 o'clock by watch over there. The other times of the day are determined from such meridian while, okay. It is termed as the local time of that region. So at first you have to read out these lines, then you will make suitable definitions of the local time. Otherwise you can follow my definitions of which I have given already to you, okay. So dear students, now I am going to talk about the standard time. So at first I am going to show you a pictures. So basically standard time is the internationally recognized times of a country, and every country has one or more standard time, okay. It depends on the territory. Say for example, the United States of America has 4 standard time, and the Canada is a very huge country, it has a big territory, so it has 5 standard time, okay. So basically standard time is the internationally recognized time of a country, and it is calculated by the difference of the Greenwich meridian to the middle of the meridian of a country. Again I am going to say you this line, and it is calculated by the difference from the equator Greenwich meridian to the middle of the meridian of a country, okay. Now I am going to describe this picture. So So this is the line, and and this is the map of Bangladesh, and 90-degree longitude, that means 90-degree meridian just goes middle over our country. Okay, so the time of Bangladesh is 6 hour advance from the prime meridian or the Greenwich meridian. Okay, so now I am going to show you the exact definitions of the standard time. So this is the exact definitions of the standard time. The time that is determined as per the meridian at any regions of its center is called the standard time of that country. Okay, so I think you have got my point, what I am going to understand you about a standard time. So dear students, now I am going to show you some information regarding standard time. First of all, the local time of Greenwich has been accepted as the standard time for the whole of Earth. Okay, so this is very vital and very vital information regarding standard time. Basically, and we know Greenwich meridian and the prime meridian is the same line. Okay, and the time of the Greenwich meridian will be counted as the standard time for all the places of the world. Then the standard time of Bangladesh is 6 hours plus from the Greenwich meridian, because Bangladesh is located 90-degree east from the prime meridians, and for every degree 4 minutes will be added. So 90 degrees, 6 hours will be added. Okay, so this is the thing. Next, 90-degree east meridian is situated almost above the middle of the Bangladesh territory, and I have already discussed about this thing to you. And last information is that the United States of America have four standard times, and the Canada has 5 standard time. So that's all about the standard time. And local time and standard time are very important for comprehensive questions. So you have to much attention on these two contents. Okay, so dear students, now I am going to talk about the evaluation part of our today's class. So here I am going to ask some questions to you, and you should try to give the right answer of these questions. First of all, the aphelions, and aphelion means the sun stays remotest from the earth between July on to 4th is called the aphelion. Okay, then what is perihelion? Perihelion, that means during January on to 3rd, the sun stays closest to the earth, and this is called the perihelion. And the orbit of the earth is not the circular line, it's a semicircular wave or line. Okay, so you have to understand it. The orbit of the earth is not circular. It is a semicircular wave. Okay, then what is the local time? Okay, when the sun to remain just overhead of a place, midday workers at that region, and midday means the 12 p.m. if the other times of that place are determined by this 12 p.m. in meridian, where is called the local time. Then what is called the standard time? Basically, standard time is the internationally recognized time of a country. Okay, and it is calculated by the difference from the equator line, from the Greenwich meridian to the middle of the longitude of a country. So that's all about our today's classes, and it was the 6th class on the chapters. And if you have any query, any questions regarding our today's class, you can put your questions in comment box, and definitely I will give you the right answer of your questions. Okay. So dear students, thank you very much for watching me with your kind patience. Next time, see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.